Chosen one. Before you continue, take a deep breath and listen carefully, because this message may be the answer you've been waiting for. God says the years you spent being ignored were never years of abandonment. They were years of preparation. Chosen one. There were times when you felt invisible. You walked into rooms where no one noticed you. You spoke, but no one listened. You worked harder than everyone else. Yet someone else received the credit. You stayed faithful. While others who cut corners seemed to move ahead, you watched people celebrate others, while your own efforts went unnoticed. After a while, you stopped expecting recognition. You convinced yourself, maybe this is all my life will ever be. But today, God interrupts those thoughts. He says, I was never measuring your life by human applause. I was measuring your faithfulness. Chosen one. The world celebrates people after they become successful. God watches who remains faithful before success ever arrives. He saw every sacrifice you made. He saw every prayer whispered in secret. He saw every act of kindness that nobody thanked you for. He saw every moment you chose integrity, even when dishonesty looked easier. Nothing escaped his attention. Nothing was wasted. Chosen one. The enemy wanted your hidden season to convince you that your life had no purpose. He whispered, if God really loved you, people would notice you. If you were truly chosen, life would already be easier. You're being forgotten because you don't matter. But today, God answers every lie. Being overlooked by people has never meant you were overlooked by me. Chosen one. Remember David. When the prophet Samuel came to anoint Israel's next king, David wasn't even invited. His own family overlooked him. His brothers stood confidently before the prophet. One by one, they were rejected. Finally, Samuel asked, is there anyone else? Only then, David was called from the fields. The one everyone ignored was the one God had already chosen, chosen one. Sometimes, people overlook you because heaven has already set you apart. God doesn't choose based on popularity. He chooses based on the heart. While people judge appearance, God examines character. While people chase influence, God searches for faithfulness. Chosen one. Maybe you've spent years feeling forgotten, years watching others receive promotions, years watching others build families, years watching others accomplish dreams. And secretly, you wondered, Lord, when will it be my turn? Today, God smiles and says, your season has never depended on someone else's timeline. Just because others arrived early doesn't mean you've arrived late. Every purpose has its own appointed time. Every promise has its own season. Every harvest has its own day. Chosen one. God says, I allowed people to overlook you because I never wanted your confidence to depend on their approval. If everyone had applauded you early, you might have trusted applause more than my voice. If every opportunity had come easily, you might never have learned to depend on me. The hidden years built the person who is ready for the visible season, chosen one. Very soon, the same people who ignored your faithfulness will witness my favor resting upon your life, not because you demanded attention, not because you sought revenge, but because my timing has arrived. The years of being unnoticed are preparing to become years of undeniable testimony. The silence is almost over. Chosen one, if you're still listening, then perhaps your spirit needed to hear what God is about to say next, because for a long time, you've been asking questions that seem to have no answers. Lord, why do people keep overlooking me? Why do I always seem to be the one left behind? Why does it look like everyone else is moving ahead while I'm standing still? Have you forgotten about me? Those questions have echoed through your heart more times than you can count. There were nights when you prayed, and all you heard was silence. There were mornings when you woke up hoping today would finally be different, only to experience another ordinary day, another disappointment, another delay, another moment of wondering if anything would ever change. But today, God wants to silence every fear that has been growing inside your heart. He says, I have never forgotten you. I have been preparing you for something that required more time than you realized. Chosen one, think about an arrow. Before it can move forward, it must first be pulled backward. The farther it is pulled back, the farther it can eventually travel. Maybe you've been wondering why life has felt like one setback after another, why every time you tried to move forward, something seemed to pull you backward. You thought it was failure, you thought it was rejection, you thought it was bad luck. But God says, I wasn't pushing you backward to punish you, I was positioning you for a greater release. Chosen one, every delay has had a purpose. Every closed door has protected you from something you couldn't yet see. Every lonely season has strengthened parts of your character that success alone could never build. While everyone else was chasing recognition, I was building your foundation. While others were trying to impress people, I was teaching you to trust my voice, because fame without character becomes dangerous, success without wisdom becomes temporary, blessings without humility become burdens. That is why I have taken my time with you. Chosen one, remember Joseph. God gave him a dream when he was still young. He believed it would happen quickly. Instead, his own brothers betrayed him. He was thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, falsely accused, locked inside a prison year after year. Nothing about his life looked like the dream God had promised. Can you imagine how many times Joseph must have wondered, Lord, why am I still here? Every morning inside that prison, he could have believed God had forgotten him, but heaven had not forgotten. Every day inside that prison was preparing Joseph for a palace, because the man who would one day lead Egypt had to become strong enough to carry that responsibility. Chosen one, your hidden season is preparing you in exactly the same way. God is developing patience inside you. He's teaching you wisdom through waiting. He's teaching you compassion through suffering. He's teaching you dependence through uncertainty. One day, you'll realize that your greatest lessons didn't come from success. They came from the seasons when nothing seemed to be happening. Chosen one, God says, people only see what is happening around you. I see what is happening inside you. People judge your progress by your possessions. I judge your progress by your heart. People celebrate titles. I celebrate obedience. People chase popularity. I search for faithfulness. Chosen one, don't confuse silence with absence. Just because heaven has been quiet doesn't mean heaven has been inactive. Seeds grow in silence, roots grow in silence, babies grow in silence. The greatest miracles often begin where human eyes cannot see. The world celebrates what becomes visible, but God works in places where no one is watching. Chosen one, perhaps you've spent years trying to prove your worth, trying to convince people to notice your gifts, trying to earn acceptance, trying to fit into places where you are only tolerated, and every attempt left you exhausted. Today, God says, stop chasing people who refuse to see your value. I am preparing people who will recognize the purpose I placed inside you. Not everyone is assigned to your future. Some people were only part of your preparation. Some people taught you painful lessons. Others revealed your strength. Others showed you who you should never become. Even your enemies unknowingly prepared you for the next chapter. Chosen one, there are blessings I could not release 5 years ago because your character was still growing. There were opportunities I intentionally delayed because you were not yet standing in the right place. If I had answered every prayer immediately, you might have settled for something far smaller than my best. So I allowed waiting, not to frustrate you, but to protect your destiny, chosen one. The enemy wanted your waiting season to become your quitting season. He whispered, nothing will ever change. You're wasting your time. Look at everyone else succeeding while you're still waiting. But today, God answers every lie. Comparison is the thief of peace because it distracts you from the unique path I created for you. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are exactly where my wisdom has allowed you to be, Chosen one. Very soon. The people who overlooked your faithfulness will witness my favor. The same people who ignored your voice will wonder how your life changed so quickly. They will call it luck. Others will call it coincidence. But you will know the truth. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It was years of quiet preparation finally meeting God's perfect timing. Because when heaven decides your season has arrived, no person can delay it, no enemy can stop it, no obstacle can block it. The God who watched you remain faithful in private is preparing to honor you publicly, and when that day comes, you'll finally understand why every year of waiting was worth it, because God was never ignoring you. Every tear you cried, He collected. Every prayer you prayed, He heard. Every sacrifice you made, He remembered. Every act of faith, He honored. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been lost. Nothing has escaped His attention. The God who watched you remain faithful when nobody else noticed is now preparing to reveal His goodness in a way that will surprise everyone around you. So don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. Don't stop trusting. Keep walking by faith, even when you cannot yet see the destination, because your story is not ending in silence. It is ending in victory. And when God finishes what He has started in your life, the same people who ignored you for years will stand in amazement at what only God could have done. Chosen one, your hidden season is ending. The God who saw your faithfulness in secret is preparing to honor you openly. Stay faithful, because the next chapter of your life will prove that God's timing is always perfect. The waiting is almost over. Your season of favor has begun.